It's 2020. You're looking for a new MMO. You're looking for something different. You're looking for something more. No, seriously, what's up? I'm Jurified, and in this video we're going to check out Conqueror's Blade, and is it worth playing in 2021? Like me, you may have been playing a lot of different games, MMOs, single player, console, PC, and trying to find something different and something new to jump into. I've been playing a lot of Mount and Blade solo, and I was kind of really looking for something that was like Mount and Blade Bannerlord, but in an MMO fashion, and I stumbled across Conqueror's Blade. Now you might think, how is it different? How is it the same? And this is where a lot of the things that I tried to kind of go over and understand as well. So hopefully in this video I'll cover the basics, but also show you the depth that Conqueror's Blade has to offer as an MMO in 2021. So the first question being, is it worth your time? To me, so far, I've put about 150 hours into the game, and during that time I've kind of leveled as much as I could to understand the dynamics of the characters, the hero, the units themselves, how territory works, how the open world combat works, how crafting works, and there's still so much more for me to explore. There is a little bit of a grind, and that's not to scare anyone off the game, it's more to say that you will take time to unlock hero skills, you will take time to unlock the better units, and I think understanding what's available at the beginning and how to get from the start of the tree to the end of the tree. There are so many guides out there, and I'm trying to showcase my knowledge so far, but also share everyone else's knowledge, because there's a massive community that's trying to get more people involved with the game, to lower that skill gap, to educate more people. So starting with your hero. Your hero is your main character that you control and kind of the captain of all the units that you'll have. Your hero will have its own skill set, armor, mount, and all of these things you can actually build upon and have different tiers of units and use your own builds. For the hero unit, there are up to, I think, 10 or 12 different weapon types, being from a sword, glaive, and several others, and I highly recommend testing them out when you go into the training module and learning about which one is your playstyle. I actually started with the sword and shield and transitioned to the glaive about halfway through my leveling, and I'm now a little bit behind from hitting the max on my glaive because I've had to use my skill pages for one as opposed to the other.
What's up? Do me a favor, smash the like button for the algorithm, and leave a comment as well if you found this valuable. Back to it.
Then the next thing that I'd like to look into is the units. The units can be actually quite overwhelming. However, I think there's a lot of depth here. You can start at looking at your infantry units, your ranged units, or even your cavalry, and there are some special units as well that you can unlock. Each of these unit types has a kind of tree, and that tree will have different types of units within it. So infantry, there could be over 30 different types of units that you can unlock at different tiers, starting at a basic tier where you have farmers and traders, all the way up to a golden era tier, which is the best of the best units, but it is quite costly. Understanding which of these units you want to use and how to use them in battle, how to use them for specific situations, whether it be in open world, whether it be in siege battles, whether it be in territory wars, that is the complexity and the team composition of 15v15 battles with over 1,000 units. That's when it can get really, really complex. And I think the best houses and clans and guilds that come together know how to manipulate the game and know how to get the best out of the units that they have. So there's a really high skill cap here that I think over time you learn working with the same people, leveling up like any other PvP MMO. One of the biggest positives that I see for Conqueror's Blade is the PvP, is the territory wars. And it's something that I found remnants of a game called Global Agenda, where it was a 24-hour cycle and you would have certain zones open up over that cycle. However, for Conqueror's Blade, Territory Wars is a Tuesday and Saturday night, depending on which server you're based on. The times may vary. And you will play for the territories on the map. there are forts, villages, and castles of certain sizes and types, all with different resource nodes in different areas. And the objective for a lot of the houses is to hold and maintain those resource locations, to then build up their honor, to then build up their house reputation. The other big positive for me has been the combat. Even though I'm on around 150 ping on the server that I play on, the combat seems quite fair. Being from Australia, I don't get an Australian server, so I am mixed in with the SEA and APAC regions. Besides deathmatch and one-to-one combat with our hero, having the units available actually balances that lag or latency a little bit for me, and I'm actually able to compete against these other heroes that have stronger ping than me, and working together with other people that have strong ping and across different regions, it actually somehow feels really connected, and I just enjoy the ability to both control my hero unit and my actual units and arrange them like you would in Mount and Blade or you like it would in Total War. That's the kind of combat that I really enjoyed. It's strategic, it's really interesting, it's got layers to it, and the combination of players will change how certain people attack forts and how certain people interact with different attacks and defenses. So what are the negatives? And this is the one that I think a lot of people were talking about. I've seen it in game and it still hasn't really affected me, but the whole pay to win element. There is a seasonal store. There are things that you can purchase. You can pay real money to unlock certain units faster with the in-game tokens, but in the same rate, you can still technically unlock all of the same units using just time and building in-game currency by playing. That does mean there is a little bit of an unfair advantage, and it is a little bit of a grind to get the time in to actually get the same units as to someone who would just pay for them. There is a little bit of an unbalance there. However, I still haven't really fully felt the force of this issue. It's been maybe too early in my game time to fully understand how and what the effects are of paying longer term. And I think for now, at least, I'm still enjoying the game with the house that I'm playing with and with the people that I'm playing with. So what's the verdict? Should you pick up Conqueror's Blade in 2021? Well, it's free, and go in and try it out for yourself. I really think Conqueror's Blade is one of those hidden gem MMOs that with a little bit more polish, a little bit more listening to the community and fixing bugs and balancing certain things, it has a really good time to shine, and it's coming soon. I think that there's a lot of players coming back to it on a regular basis. The seasons are getting more and more engaged. The most recent season is actually even more interesting than the previous units, and I think there's some really cool things coming up for Conqueror's Blade. With that being said, I am going to start building a more YouTube content around Conqueror's Blade for beginners and beginner content. And you can come and join the channel, look at what I've been doing with my builds, with my units, learning how other units and other builds should be going and how I've looked at doing them. There's also this massive encyclopedia and a Google spreadsheet that some of the legacy Conqueror's Blade players have put together, and that's been my Bible since playing the game. So I'll share that in the comments below, and also try to consume some of that content and create some of that content in video format, because I don't know about you, but I tend to like to listen and view as opposed to read a lot of different things. So we're going to use that as our Bible and spin off some of our concepts and our ideas based off of what they've put together for us. If you like Conqueror's Blade and want to get more beginner content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be trying to release weekly videos on Conqueror's Blade for beginners, as well as showcase any of the territory war and build out my channel to be more focused on Conqueror's Blade and the community around it. And remember guys, I'm Jurified, always keep gaming. Peace.